Hello and welcome back to today's Hurricane Outlook discussion recorded on the 21st of June. Today we're going to be looking at Tropical Storm Claudette that has regained tropical storm status as it has moved on offshore from the North Carolina and will continue its north journey and bring some impacts to northern Canada. The NEC is now highlighting a new area of potential development coming up over the next 5 days. It is a low chance with only 30% at the moment, but we'll have to see the chances go up as if we see any development over Diana maximum tonight. The NHC are highlighting an area of moderate chance in the eastern Pacific as well. This could potentially bring impacts to Mexico as it skims the coast, or it could move just south of Mexico and bring some slightly less impacts. But we'll have to wait and see for the track of this as it's not yet developed. But the NAC are saying that it has a moderate chance of forming over the next 5 days. Taking a look at the ocean heat content map for today across the North Atlantic, this is very important as we are going to be discussing today about the main development. The main development region in this video today, as we are watching two waves at the moment, one sitting near the Lesser Antilles and one just coming off the coast of Africa at this point in time. And just for reference, what this map shows, this is showing the potential the store of heat at depth in the ocean. And for anyone who doesn't know how to read this scale, basically anything really from the lighter blues onwards is higher ocean heat content. So for example, in the Caribbean, there's lots of stored energy in the Western Caribbean, and the MDR is now starting to get that upper ocean heat content scale up. Looking at the Atlantic wide view, we can see our two tropical waves in the Atlantic MDR region and Tropical Storm Claudette moving off to the northern Canada, and a line of showers and thunderstorms that could bring some heavy rainfall anywhere from Louisiana down to the Florida Panhandle and Peninsula. So nothing to worry about here for any development, but what we will be need to be watching over the next 5 to 10 days are these two areas of tropical waves. The one the NEC is highlighting at the moment, it's not looking too impressive on satellite imagery, but it does have some showers and convection associated with it. There's no apparent spin on the satellite view, as this is just a very broad area of low pressure at this moment in time. But what we can see, there is some more impressive tropical wave coming off the coast of Africa at this point. It has got some decent thunderstorm activity associated with it, so this will be moving across the MDR region. And I do expect maybe tonight or tomorrow morning we'll see the NHC now start to highlight this area of potential development as well. Taking a look at the GFS model run, then this is valid. This is the 12Z run from today. It's valid for 1 p.m. But we've passed that time, obviously. So we'll start moving out this model run, and this model run is the 850 millibar cyclonic vorticity in the atmosphere. This is showing the cyclonic vorticity spin in the atmosphere just above 5,000 feet. And this part of the scale is showing you more the vorticity spin, the stronger vorticity spin in the atmosphere above 5,000 feet. Carrying on, basically, this model, we do see that the GFS does kind of suggest a weak tropical depression or maybe storm, as it is showing one closed isobar at this moment in time. And for people who don't know what that is suggesting, it is a line, it is a area of constant pressure, and we don't really see this develop really. It kind of just tries to get organized, and then it probably gets a dry air intrusion from the big Bermuda and Azores High sitting to the north of this system, and there is a lot of dry air in this area. So this storm will most likely be entraining some dry air from its lifetime. And we do see that in the GFS, nothing really does get going like a tropical storm or a depression But what this will be bringing is some impacts to the Lesser Antilles, heavy rainfall, some squally winds, and this could lead to some damage and to property as even though it's not a storm, it still brings impacts to those islands, and those islands do know that tropical waves can bring some um, rainfall totals amounts up. So we'll turn our attention away from the tropical wave that the NHC is highlighting at this time and talk about the one that's further east, as we do see, as this comes off the coast of Africa, we do have a broad area of vorticity in the atmosphere, and as we move out in time, this is the potential wave that's having more agreement with the models. We do see that it does start to become a more it's starting to become more organized, as we do get two lines, isobars, and this just meaning that the system is becoming more organized. And we'll see if it does become any more organized as we move in time. It's kind of trying to get organized. The vorticity is trying to consolidate around this low pressure. But like I said, there's this Bermuda high sitting to the north. We do have two upper level lows over the Azores and over the British Isles, and this basically what it's going to be doing is just pumping the dry air that's been sitting down to the north over into the mainland region. Um, so we'll carry out this model run and see if it can continue itself. This run does just keep it maybe just an open wave moving across the MDR, but this could develop into a tropical depression or storm. So we'll have to keep an eye on it, and same for the system near the Lesser Antilles. And just because I know people will be spotting this area over the Eastern Pacific is the area that the NC are highlighting, and this is still expected to try and develop it into a tropical storm, a depression or storm, sorry, and it may have some impacts from Mexico, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. I will be doing a more in-depth video tomorrow on that Pacific area of interest, but as for now, we are just going to be focusing on the MDR region. Let's take a look at the wind shear across the main development region. We do see the GFS does have a low pressure of 1005 millibars. What we do see is under some easterly wind shear, so this could cause some issues. If we do take a general sounding, we'll see so we can see more in depth about what's really happening. It's not much directional wind shear at this point. It's not going to be in the direction of the wind. So never mind. So at this moment, sorry, it's got 60 knots, but I'd expect if it was a bit further south, we could see some stronger wind shear values. So I don't think this will be more of a directional wind shear, maybe just a bit of speed wind shear for this system to overtake. So we do see that it kind of does have a conductive area of, I shouldn't say conductive, conducive. I don't know if that's the right word, but I'd say conductive area of brief opportunity to try and develop into a depression or storm. And we see that the main development region does become a quite favourable environment for tropical cyclone development over into the extended 5 day range. And what everyone's been pointing out basically over the past couple of runs now is this area of potential development in the Western Caribbean. This is the wave that is most like is the near Lesser Antilles at this moment, and it will be pushing into the Caribbean, and does have the potential to develop in the Western Caribbean. I'm not going to show you where the system is going to go, how strong it will be, as the models flip flopping right at this moment in time. But there is now starting to be a suggestion maybe the wave near Lesser Antilles doesn't develop into a depressional storm near the Lesser Antilles, but it does move into the Western Caribbean and potentially develop in the Western Caribbean. So we can take a look at the GEFS ensembles, and this is basically all the members of the GFS ran with different factors and different scales of different factors like dry air, wind shear, these steering currents in the atmosphere, and basically it's just like different tweaks on each run and showing you a different outcome. And basically, what these reds are showing you is this: all these little red numbers are showing where a low pressure center could be, and the numbers are basically showing their pressure. So as we move out of time, we do see that the wave near the Lesson Chile does get some ensemble support, but not a lot. But there are some ensemble members suggesting, yep, this maybe could develop into a depression or storm. But what we need to start looking out for is this clump of ensemble members near the coast of Africa, as this is the tropical wave that will be emerging off there soon. And as we do see, there are a lot more ensemble support for a system in the main region than there was in the Antilles. So as we move in time, we do see that the ensembles try to just keep this depression or storm alive as it converses across the MDR region. So we'll have to keep an eye on that for the Lesser Antilles if this system does decide to keep alive. But I'll show you real quick actually. What we'll have to keep an eye on is the dry air intrusions from this for this system's lifetime. See if we can get it to load up real quick. Here we go. Yep, load up. So what you can see on this map, this is the 700 to 400 millibar relative humidity. Basically, this is all the dry air, and this is the moist air in the atmosphere. And at 132 hours out, it does have a decent moist environment to work with. But as we move out in time, we do see that the dry air to the north does start getting trained as this low pressure center, the winds go around anti-clockwise, and it will entrain this dry air and will weaken potentially the system or just reduce the amount of convection that can support this system. As we do see on the operation run, we do see that the dry air does kill the system off on this run, but does keep the moist area moving into the Lesser Antilles. Just ignore this area for now, as there's still way too much uncertainty about this. So I won't show you the year ensemble members because it's kind of the same suggestion. Yet maybe something over here starts to get going, but the main focus and attention is for the West Africa, the wave sitting off the coast of Africa over the next coming days. So I would expect the NHC will start to highlight this area in the next coming days. So we'll have to keep an eye on these two systems for the Western Antilles and of course for the Western Caribbean. So if you do know any people down there, let them know that maybe something will be starting to bring some impacts for themselves. If this is a storm, depression, or just an open wave, impacts will be felt in these areas. So that's all for today's video. If you did enjoy the video, please like and subscribe, and I'll be back tomorrow. Peace.